Now, here we are. Once more out and about. I walked down the Boreen just now with the light. Whew. It's really, really gorgeous. Do you know, like ridiculously gorgeous? And because it's so bright today, all of these things that I didn't see before, just the light highlights. And yeah, delight. But because the last bit was the Boreen, I thought I'd do the bog at the end of the Boreen. Plus it's a little bit easier to walk on. Oh, sure, God, look at that. It's so lovely. There we are now. You can see it. I know I keep saying it, but it really does keep changing. So there we are. Anyway, as ever, truly, oh, so good to be out again. Now, it really seems to be a year for the buttercups this year. So yeah, I was going to head out, what was it, Wednesday. I was pretty exhausted. People say exhausted, oh terrible. Yeah, there can be a good exhausted, you know. Oops, as well. And sometimes when I'm tired, I'll go out and I really feel amazing. And sometimes when the weather is shocking, I'll go out. But when I'm exhausted, no. Because, you know, your foothold wouldn't be as great. You might misjudge a step or something. It's not really, oh look at those clouds. Golly, yeah. And those aeronauts again. Yeah, it's not a good idea. So it's really nice just to kind of rest up, recharge, early night, lovely light food, and that's it. And it can kind of turn down the dial a bit from a very busy period, slow things down, you know, get a bit more peaceful, and start again. The next, it was just the wind was so wild, there was absolutely no point. So here we are. Anyway, recharged, rejuvenated, and this time with my sexy farmer look, big owl wellies and owl waterproof trousers and an owl rain hat. Nothing fancy. So, you know, properly togged up this time because of the rain and the tall grass. You know, you see the farmers, and that's really, take a leaf out of their book. A lot of ravens around at the moment. Crows, because they're bringing in the hay and gorgeous purple flowers. And so the fields are cut down. And indeed, that's why they're all out squawking. Look at all those nettles high up. They weren't there before, naturally. It's in the winter anyway, of course. Anyway, it was quite nice. You look out on this pale kind of field and all of the birds. Quite a lot of them. So it's very loud at the moment with that gang. But it does remind me of that lovely Van Gogh painting with the birds with the crows and the hayfield. I know an artist who said, "Oh, I can't stand Van Gogh, blah blah blah." But that's fine, yeah. They did modern art. But you weren't around at that time. Different world, different time. There was war on, there was all sorts going on. So there you go. Look at the contrast with the grass there. I don't know if you can see it. It nearly looks like slightly salmon pink or very pale mauve purple. Very kind of impressionist. So yeah, that's it. Go Van Gogh all the way. So yes, I've got my sexy outdoor gear on, which is completely functional, which is just wonderful. It's getting quite hot. The weather at the moment is just bonkers, right? In the sense that I woke up early this morning, look at this beautiful clouds, glorious sunshine, then thunder and rain, then like you couldn't open the door with the midges, even the cat was demented, then cold wind, then sunshine, then grey, then, you know, and on and on. So I just thought I was just going to dress every day at the moment for all eventualities. Normally this is much lower and Fionn just zoom, takes off. But just gonna keep an eye. Nice slower day anyway today. That's it. Yeah, the jackdaws. I think it was only one chick that was robbed. I had mentioned previously jackdaws nesting in the chimney. That's not true. Yeah, you see that colour there now. Honestly, it really. I don't know if I'm pointing right because I can't really. Yeah, it's got a kind of pinky, purpley look. There was only one chick they got, I think, because they were carrying on nesting and feeding. And this morning I went in and 2 jackdaws trying to get out the window. And my smashing things, and I had left a bag of catty dry food out because the cat doesn't like it. But sometimes I fling a handful across the tall wild meadow at the back for Fiona, and it keeps him busy. And somebody had been eating it. Anyway, I think it was the jackdaws. Big flurry at the windows. And bird. Anyway, I had to just leave them to it, leave the doors open, and that's it. I think they've gone out. And that's that. Where I used to live in the city, starlings nested above the old Georgian window. And every year a baby starling would fly into my room. Nice. Anyway, and I checked the thrushes at the library. Long gone. They were quite early, the speckled thrush. So yeah, that's it. See, the starlings are back now as well. They are a real delight. I have to say, the hardest part of the year, I think I mentioned it before, when the starlings were gathering corner my place. Just the most exquisite orchestra. It really kind of helped through some grim days. Yeah, they really are delightful. So yeah, there you are. Tall grasses now. Nice red contrast there with that dock. One of the big dock leaves out the front of mine. It's amazing crimson red. The whole plant isn't, but just one leaf. Now that's really quick. I wasn't there before, I would have noticed. I leave the docks because real handy when you get stung by a nettle. And, I know people have ideas that if you're in a rural locale, you're floating through a meadow in a flouncy dress with a hat with a straw basket full of wildflowers. Well, listen, I can tell you, the harsh reality. You wouldn't make it far with the nettles, the thistles, and the brambles. The midges you'd be eaten alive, and wildflowers don't last. It's better just to paint them. But having said that, yes, hat is great, and when I wear a long dress, I wear knee socks. Perfect if there's stuff around. That's it. Yeah. So it's not the full reality, but it can be a partial reality. Here we are. Oh, this has changed now again. It's much kind of flatter. I have this at a weird angle today. A bit strange. Anyway, so as ever, there's a huge amount going on. You see, this line here, I'll tell you, autumn and very early spring, that is absolutely beautiful. These subtle lines of the horizon and the bog at that time, they just, every place has its time. Little foxglove, digitalis. They are so lovely. I can't even remember what it was I was saying. There we are. But a lot going on at the moment. Oh, look at these lovely purple ones. What are they? I think I looked at them before, but they seem... Oh yeah, they're those ones. Gorgeous shade. Really lovely. For once more with feeling, there seems to be an awful lot going on at the moment for people. Absolutely. I don't think anybody is particularly escaping from what in my mind is a huge amount of chicanery. Much moving through the fair now, really. But the thing is to have an inner dominion, you know. And I think, you know, what was tuned into, spoken about much more in the past, was the grace of the simple things. You know, the kindness in simple ways. Beautiful word, steadfastness. Oh, they're gorgeous. You know, simpler states, you know, really simple things. So, a landscape, I did find a new beautiful lake. Oh, it's just gorgeous. It's lovely, etc., etc. But, you know, having said that, I'm not like rushing out there to explore it. I've said, you know, save it up, savor it. That's it. Savor it, savor it. And my little less dramatic locale. Now these yellow and orange ones. Yeah. Right. So I suppose what I wanted to say is that your little local space, the nature, the simple stuff, can actually become a good friend, really. When you walk it frequently, or you're looking and observing, you see more and you see more. You see how it changes in the different times, in the day, in the seasons. And you kind of get to know it. Maybe the space gets to know you. Who knows? Maybe the animals say, "Oh, that's just your one there with the skinny dog." You know, we don't have to get worried or anxious, etc., etc. So yeah, it can be this place you walk. Can be a comfort. You can develop a relationship with it, and it can be a place of peace and rejuvenation and appreciation. I'm certainly very grateful to be able to get out and go for a simple walk on a plain old bog road on a crazy weather day. Yeah. And it always helps to put things in perspective. It's a slow walk today. Yeah. One of the things about being quite exhausted is, and as I say, not a negative exhausted or positive, exhausted it's a very dramatic word, but it's the easiest way to describe it. It can be great because it just slows things down for a while. Too exhausted to spend your time worrying. And yes, there are a lot of things for a lot of people to be worried about at the moment. But sometimes just get a little break from it. So that's it really. Yeah. The joy of the simple things. That crazy boy. Great. Catch sight of something. Anyway. And the walking thing, I was very lucky to know my grandfather's mother until I was about 24, 25. Wonderful woman, and very fit and active. It's really interesting sitting in the kitchen with a bright and sprightly great-grandmother serving you up homemade apple pie with her 7 sons around her, well, not all of them at the same time, and your grandfather there, one of the sons. But so they walked a lot, she walked a lot, walking. They would think nothing of walking a good few miles most days. I was talking to an older farmer, lovely man. The distances they would travel is unbelievable to feed cattle way back in the day. And the fancy was to have a pony and trap. And it was either walk or bike. So You know, it's very shimmery there. Look. Oh, shimmery. So, you know, our family, our grandparents, great-grandparents, going back, our ancestors walked a lot, moved around a lot, moved their bodies, etc., etc. So, a tiny little jaunt, I think, is the least we could do to pay kind of homage to the gift of, you know, look, somebody cut the grass here. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, the gift of it all. I think I'm going to rest here now on the little gorgeous bench. There he is. Bold dog took off. Anyway, listen, I really hope wherever you are, that, oopsie, things are going really, really well. I hope if, sorry, I'll start again. And if they're not, I hope they are really moving in the direction of being beautiful and serene and simple and joyful. And before I go, I just wanted to ask you to have a great day. Okay, thanks for coming along with me and Fionn. Really appreciate it. As ever, it's just a joy. Okay, bye.